I need to get used to all these clothes. I have so many layers and everything. But anyway, this is the Bergen Sailing Club. I was very nicely welcomed. They allowed me to put the boat here, to park the car. So very nice people here. Really, thumbs up. Always have good experience with Norwegians. So now I'm gonna sail out of this fjord. Not much wind today, but this is great because I just need to get used to. So the plan is to sail north as long as I have time or anything happens. So now I'm in Bergen and this is around 60 degrees north. Wind picked up a little bit. It's upwind, but anyway, it's better than nothing. Getting close to the place where I had a lot of trouble sailing with my dinghy a couple years ago, capsized. It's like, you see, down there it's not so much wind, but then here it just picks up. It's very famous, locals said this is like a tricky place. I'm looking for a spot to overnight because the sun is really low, and if I don't find a spot very quickly, I might be in trouble. But look at the cliffs. I've been looking for some kind of place where I can pull the boat out, kind of the beach, and it's not here. See, wherever I look for the last hour, it's just no good spot. I just found one small beach, and there's a very tiny passage. I'm gonna leave the boat in the water because you can see there's tight and I don't want to scratch it too much pulling it out. And there's my bags, and there's a great spot for the tent in the forest. So I have one rope to that rock, I have one here in front, and then I added the third one, you know, just in case, you know, you just sleep much better if you know there's too many ropes around. And make sure everything is tight, you see, all the sails. Not just double, no, triple ties down. You don't want to lose anything, you know. Everything you lose, you cannot replace, and then you're in trouble. Camp is set. It's actually a super cool tent because you see you have one entrance here, and then there's another entrance on the other side. So I put my bags in, and even if it's raining, you see, I can access them, but I don't have to put them in. And it has a lot of ventilation, and because it has, see, it has one vent here, one on the other side, and then because it has two doors, you can have a cross ventilation like this. You see, like from the other side, which is very good because in a lot of moisture and condensation, which I'm now, and the boat is happily swinging there. Seems pretty happy. These rocks are pretty sharp, so it's good to have the boat in the water. But I do prefer to have it outside if it's a nice beach. You just sleep better, you know. If it's in the water, you never know, but this is a very safe place. See, like a great small entrance. I put my dry suit in the dry bag because otherwise it could freeze during the night. So just put it in and keep it in the tent, and it's, you know, a little bit better. Today I make pasta. And then, sorry Italians, we have to put some ketchup. So we put a little bit more. It's not bad, it tastes like water with tuna fish and ketchup. See, so this is Norway, and I'm here where the boat is. So it's Bergen, South Norway, and my plan is to sail north as far as I'll be able to get. We'll see how the weather is. And today I've done just a little bit. So winds for tomorrow, let's see, Wednesday. So it's gonna be kind of, if I zoom in this area, okay, there's gonna be following winds. That's good in the morning. Let's hope so. And then on Thursday, I'm getting kind of mixed winds, more like headwinds. And then Friday, a little bit following winds. Saturday, headwinds again. Sunday, kind of following. So it's changing a lot. So let's hope for the best. But to dump tomorrow, seems like I'll be able to make a little bit more progress. Water in the canister, you see, it's frozen. So that's why I keep my water in the thermal bottle, so I can brush my teeth in the morning and drink, otherwise it will just freeze. So I have these two lines, and the third one, first I had it there, but it didn't work out because of the waves coming in. But there is nothing to attach the rope to, so I figured out a very cool improvisation. So I find this gap and I tie the rope to the small stone and stick the stone in. So now you see it's holding, and then just in case I just made a knot and stick it in this gap, another one here. So basically it's a cool solution. Never done this before. It's kind of how climbers do when they climb the walls. This is the rock, how I tied. And now I have to undo this knot, but it's frozen. See here, I have ice that form during the night. So the only way, because the water is not freezing, I throw the knot in the water, and that's how I'm gonna defrost it. Started snowing just a little bit, not much. It's kind of nice to sail in the snow. The visibility could be better. It's kind of a cloud, but hopefully it will go away soon. But sailing in the snow is much better than sailing in the rain. But anyway, this is the Bergen area. This is where it rains all the time. Bergen is famous for this, so as soon as I get more north, it should be better. But it's fine. I have 2 more layers of clothes today, 1 more layer of socks. It's pretty okay. I'm not freezing. I'll be okay. Using my phone for navigation, I'm at pretty good speed. We're doing 4.5 knots, loads of islands. Would be impossible to navigate without this. These days it's so easy with these phones. Just use an old phone for navigation. 10 years ago I did a similar trip. Just nothing, just a couple paper charts, just general ones, and just figure it out. But now we just got soft in using all this. But around here, I mean, it's tricky. There's so many small islands, and it's not easy to keep navigation. It's so much easier now with this electronics. But then the question is, does it lose any charm? Do we want to use electronics? We want to do adventures? We want to be warm and have everything, all the luxury? Is it adventure then? Anyway, I'm using it on this trip, and I think it's okay. It's much easier, safer, and you still get to see all this beautiful nature here. Getting a little bit cold. This is pretty cool. It is beautiful. Look at this. Fresh snow. A couple of nice coves. Like, it would be nice if it would be end of the day so I could camp. There was one great spot. Or maybe here. It's beautiful. Snowing again, going through this narrow passage, and now you can see there's not many houses, actually no houses, no people. This is what I was looking for, remote area, wilderness, super nice, and it's snowing again. I could stay more outside on the open sea. But I'm not sure how the winds are gonna do. But this is super great in the channels, a little bit less wind, but you have a current, and the current is just squeezing now in this direction. So basically I'm moving pretty nice, even though the wind goes and comes. Here we go again. But snow is way better than rain. Rain just makes you much colder. Snow is, and it's much prettier. I don't mind any snow, but rain I don't like. Wind has stopped and shifted, so I'm upwind again, and it's 4 o'clock afternoon, so I'm just gonna find a spot for the night. The problem is, like, how do you find a spot? You see, it's kind of, you see, it's not like a perfect Bahamian or Caribbean sandy beach. So I'm just gonna go around these small islands and try to find something. And there's quite a lot of tide, so it's hard to put the boat out. It might be a challenge. This is gonna be the spot for the overnight. Now the water is super low, so I was just thinking, you know, if I wait until the water goes up, which is gonna be just before going to the bed, and then get the boat here and tie it for this rock, and then the water will go down in the morning and the boat will stay up here, and it's going to be very easy to slide it down because I don't want to pull it up now. So it just seems like a good idea. I'm again using my knot technique, you see. So I'm just having a knot and I just stick it between the rocks, you see, and it holds my boat in spot. It's quite a good method. So this is kind of a lagoon, and so there shouldn't be any waves. And now it's not that easy to find a place for the tent, and I was looking all over. I've been walking all the way around, there's like no spot, but I found this, which looks pretty good, but you always have to walk first to see what's underneath. And this is just like, it just seems like a perfect flat spot. It just looks like too good. Wow. Wow, this is like a perfect camping spot. It's like leveled. Let's put the tent here. Today this was a very nice sailing day. I've done a good mileage, just downwind, but then the wind shifted. But now it just seems like the next days I'm not gonna get downwind for at least a couple of days. It's gonna be upwind, like very strange weather forecast. So I'm just gonna be, you know, fighting through to get a little bit distance. But anyway, it's so nice here, so even if I'm not progressing much, it's still okay. But today, you know, it's much more fun sailing downwind than, you know, struggling left and right. Well, let's put the tent. I like this bag because you can just open it from the top. Usually, you know, they have entrance from one side, so it's pretty hard to access things. But now this one, and I just got it in supermarket unintentionally at the place where you shouldn't expect to see, and then opens, and then I keep all the sleeping stuff in here. And here we go again, snowing. The wind picked up a lot. I had to put all the ropes, but it should be good for the night. But so quickly you have sun and then it starts snowing. Such a funny weather. And now it's calming down. Sun is gonna set in a couple hours. See, and then the snowstorm stops. Storm went away. We have sun again. Boat is happy. The water is still kind of falling down. What a great place. Sun is gonna set in around 30 minutes. A great way to dry suit. How can you dry suit if it's dry? Anyway, it's really good because the water mostly drips off. But then again, I just walk a little bit, you know, I open the zipper and then I just dry it, you know, just walk a little bit. I'm lucky to have sun, you know, to dry it out. You don't want to have it, you know, moisture or wet, although it would be just fine. But Crocs are the best shoes you can get. Like, this is enormous size. This is the biggest size you can get because I have 3 pair of thick wall socks and then dry suits, and it's the only, you know, shoe that you can fit in. It's a good insulation. It has a very good grip on the snow, and they're warm. They dry out quickly, so it's a perfect shoe. I was trying to find, you know, a good shoe for a while, but then I just said, hey, I'll just take the biggest Crocs I can get. And here it is. I tried neoprene shoes, not so good. I tried boots, not so good. Crocs, it's just the best. Good insulation, very good grip, dries out quickly, it floats. It's the perfect shoe so far. You can hardly see the tent. It's down there. It has natural protection for Norway. It's just, you know, so hard to spot. It just looks like a big rock. Maybe it's good, but, you know, if you need to be spotted, then not. This was a really nice day. Now let's cook and eat, get warm. Check the boat. I always like when the boat is in a small bay, so even if it gets loose, like, probably won't go away. And this is just the perfect place for the campsite. And it's kind of grass, so it was very easy to put, you know, these pins in for the wires. It's just like a perfect place. I'm gonna sleep like a baby. Problem with the gloves is that, you know, they get wet, and then, see, you can like drip them, but it's all wet neoprene, and so they can just freeze, and that's the problem. So whatever gloves you have, they're wet all the time, impossible to dry out. And I tried many. Now I'm trying this neoprene diving ones. It kind of works, but hey, they're gonna freeze in the morning, so I'll see how I can dry them. I'm warming up gas. So if you warm it up, then it burns better, more efficiently. Today I'm gonna keep it even more simple, so I'm gonna put everything in and then heat. This is how the frozen tuna looks. This white is fat. It's pretty terrible. But then I'll just put everything in. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of ketchup immediately. Get some taste. And a little bit of olive oil. See, it's still it's just like well, it's frozen, so I'm just gonna warm it up a little bit, put it under my shirt. You need to take the right gas. This one is good around 0. I have another one which is good for -10. But one year I took a gas and it was just a summer gas and I couldn't cook. And also these ones, if they get cold, you might not be able to start. But then if you have a spark, maybe it's enough. But if it's cold, it doesn't start, so you have to warm it up a little bit. Let's see, the olive oil has, well, it's moving enough. Just, oops, perfect. Okay, dinner is ready. It's good, it's warm, it smells good. Today I have done from here to here, so the distance directly is 28 nautical miles, but I've done more because I was zigzagging a little bit, but mostly going downwind. So let's take a big picture. So I'm right here now. Now let's check the wind for tomorrow. So Thursday, I'm around here, like here, Linda's. Oh, it says it's gonna be -10 around here, so it's gonna be very cold tonight. And then eventually, see, like not much. Basically, I have to go up, so it's gonna be upwind sailing. So it doesn't look like I'm gonna do much distance. Maybe I get lucky. Friday looks a little bit better if I go early morning, but it might change. I might have some following winds. But then again, afternoon Friday it says upwind again, so we'll see. But yeah, it says pretty cold tonight. So tonight morning in -9, -6, so it's gonna be a cold night. This was the coldest night I had on this trip. This was really cold. So right now the sun is up already, so it's much warmer. And we still have a -6. So it had to be -10 at night or less. The water, see, it's fully frozen. So that's how I can see how cold it was. If it's just a little bit frozen, or if it's totally frozen. Rocks are frozen. Now the problem is that my boat is going to be totally frozen. And the sun is kind of up, so slowly, hopefully it's going to warm up a little bit. Not the nicest weather, but the sky was clear, so that's why it was so cold. And actually I was not expecting, I mean, I knew it could be that cold, but if you look at the, climate averages, it should be warmer now. But it's been really cold all the time, so I'm really happy I took this warmest, meanest sleeping bag I have, because if I took just the other one, because I was trying to save some weight, and this is a 3 kilo synthetic bag, the best one you can get. It's from Carinthia Survival one. It's the meanest, the best synthetic bag. It's big, it's big, but it's warm, and I didn't want to take it because it's so big, it takes a lot of space. Eventually I said, okay, it's better I'm like too warm than cold. But like without this, I would freeze. What should I do? It just feels so fine in here, in the sleeping bag. Not much wind today. It's gonna be a little bit upwind sailing. Yeah. Maybe I should just skip this day and sleep. So just looking at this sticker here, it says UV resistant, and it's -10 to +60 degrees. And I'm having -10, probably not less. The problem is if it would get less, this could crack. The plastic could crack and I would lose all the water. Another thing I'm not sure is, my boat. It's a polyethylene boat, so how cold can this boat go? But because the sea has around 6 degrees, 5 degrees Celsius, it's probably okay. But you never know for the equipment, once it gets very cold, some materials just fail. And when everything is frozen, you don't want to torture it. That's why I keep my dry suit in this bag, just to prevent, from getting too cold. It's still probably a little bit frozen, but it's way better this way. But yeah, you don't want to get any failure. Like this bag, this is PVC, which probably also around -10, it could get a little bit more fragile. So the weather says that today it was around -9, -10, and tomorrow it's gonna be cold, but then it just seems like it's getting warmer. I was just about to get out of my sleeping bag, and this is what happens. We have snowstorm. That's a pretty heavy one. Maybe I'll wait a little bit more. It's actually a nice day, for skiing or making igloo, but not sailing. I kept my gloves here, and funny, they didn't freeze, and probably because I squeezed all the water out. And probably here it's a little bit warmer because the heat goes up, from my body. So probably around here, but still funny it didn't freeze. Well, it's a good news. So to go out, I'm gonna use my Crocs, but then I use these Gore-Tex socks. So I put this on so that you know, the socks don't get wet. It's a great solution. I don't want to bring too many shoes. I mean, I used to bring like normal shoes, like, you know, walking shoes, but you know, once they get wet, you're not gonna dry them. So it just seems like, you know, use these socks, step in the Crocs, and it works really well. Oh, beautiful. Now it seems like the storm passed, and I'm gonna have clear sky for the rest of the day. The wind should pick up a little bit. Super nice. Yeah, quite a lot of fresh snow, you can see. Yeah, if there would be more snow, I would actually have to dig this away, because it would probably just collapse the tent. And definitely a lot of snow. Now it's the thing that I don't want to discuss too much. Don't ask me. Terrible. Brushing teeth. Well, you just brush them. The question is, you know, because my water is frozen, but that's why I always keep my thermal bottle still not frozen. I keep some water in here. Although it's cold, it just seems like it doesn't freeze. I mean, eventually it will, but it's good for now. Well, you can see that also the sea is frozen a little bit. You see this area here, that's a little bit of ice, and down there you can see the ice formed, because this water, it's a mixture of salt and sea. It's still salt water, but it got so cold that, you know, it freezes during the night, and then I'll have to defrost my boat. And the red line actually goes all the way down to my tent. Now it's underneath somewhere. It's just the thing, I sleep much better if I know that my boat, see, is connected. Oops. See, this rope leads to my boat. So if something would happen, you know, I'm connected. I carry a couple of bags under the dry suit, just in case I would fall in the water, the boat would go away, I would swim ashore, and, you know, then what? So here I keep my wallet and the car keys. I have my phone in here, and the phone is here. This is my main phone, and I have an old phone which is outside in my pocket on the dry suit just for day navigation. But my main phone is here, and I can access it through the relief zipper on the dry suit. So I use this for Google Earth when finding the final, you know, sleeping place. So I could just, you know, pull it out, but then put it in. It's all shut off, you know, it has to be on warm and powered off because the batteries are very important. And then I have this, and this is my PLB. It's a personal locator beacon. So basically you press a button and via the satellite it's gonna call for help. It's again in here. So in case I would fall in the water, I could deploy it, you know, from swimming in the water. Because I could be like this and just kind of, you know, open relief zipper, pull this out, close my dry bag, and, you know, turn it on. And this is always underneath. It keeps it warm, the batteries are warm, dry, and I'm not gonna lose it. I brought these gloves, survival ones, just with one intention. When you have to dig out the snow, when it gets really cold. It's like a neoprene, you know, free finger. This should do the job. Now this part I don't like. I have to be in the water putting snow. That's quite a lot of snow. Luckily there's sun today, so You know, it's not going to be frozen. Everything is going to defrost. But if there would be no sun, it would be impossible to sail because all the ropes, you know, and everything, it just stuck. From the snowstorm to this beautiful day. There should be more winds, hopefully they come. But just like being here out on the water is just as nice. What a landscape. I haven't seen people for now, it's the third day. It's just beautiful. Hopefully my frozen water will defrost today on the sun. So I can put it in the thermal bottles before it freezes again. But I can always put it also in the sea. The sea has 6 degrees. So I think just putting it in the sea should defrost enough, you know, to become a liquid again. There's not much wind, but just enough. Oh, there's some ducks. You see the ducks or birds. Not much wind, but just enough, you see, to gently push me. Slowly move along shore. This is so fantastic. That's why I came here. I came here to see the nature, wilderness. And that's what I was hoping for. Sun, snow, following wind. Fortunately, it's not always like this, but much better than last time when I was here. It was raining all the time. So having now the second or third day of sun here around Bergen, I think it's a big reward. Weather forecast was wrong, totally wrong. There should be strong upwind sailing, but no wind. So I can either sit and not move, or I can put this thing in the water and also not move. But this is a good exercise, keeps me warm. Some people do this just for fun, you know. Some people just go out, take a paddle, and then they do this and they enjoy. It's fun, you know, for 10 minutes, but then I do like wild water kayaking, that's fun. But still water paddling, I don't know, it's nice for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I kind of like this paddle. You see, you can just like twist and it folds together. So it's like a small baby paddle and then just extends. It's just perfect for my boat. Actually works pretty well. I think they have this in survival rafts, which are bigger than my boat. So it should be fine for me. We have some wind. It's quite a wet ride. I stopped here for the night. It's very hard to find any good spots because everything it's not flat. So I saw this rock and this should be flat enough. Now the boat is down there. I have to figure out how to pull it out. There's a lot of, you know, tide and I don't like leaving the boat in the water, so I have to find, you know, a good spot. I've only done probably around 4 miles today, but that was not the point. It was just about sailing. Now I can see that I can sail upwind. The winds were stronger and my hands don't freeze. A little bit cold, but it's possible. And those gloves, I don't know if they help because they're wet all the time, but somehow my I can hold the ropes, the lines, the helm, so it's all good. so hard to find a flat spot for the tent. See, it's like it's nowhere, you see. Everything is kind of steep or hilly or uneven, or so this is super happy to find this. Still full of ice. Sun doesn't help. Maybe I get some water from this one. Oh, this is all ice everywhere. Maybe I get lucky. Okay. So I'm gonna put it in here. Hopefully it's gonna defrost a little bit. This water is not freezing and it's been on the sun all day. Hopefully this is gonna help. Could use a little bit deeper water. Drying out sleeping bag, it gets a lot of condensation, so it gets a little bit damp. Not sure it's gonna work, but like anything is good. Maybe the sun is gonna help a little bit. I'm always afraid the boat's gonna just, slip away. So this is the rock. This one, like even if it goes in the water, it's gonna stop from going around. And then I have a second rope, the white one, going to this rock. So in case the boat would slip in, not having the third one today, I think this is pretty safe. And also this area is kind of closed, so hopefully it wouldn't drift out. But I sleep much better. The boat is outside, safe, and then attached with two ropes. The wind is coming from that side, so I'm sheltered and open to the sun. -10 yesterday, I was freezing. I had snow in the morning, and now it's just like sunshine. How quickly the weather changes. Something different for dinner, so I have this macaroni cheese. Basically, you just add half liter of water, boil, and you have a meal. And I have some of this. This is dried mix. It's dates, apricots, and figs. So this is gonna be my meal for today. And I'm super happy that I took hand cream with me, because the hands, they get so dry, from the wind, from cold, they're just super dry. And you put this up and you just like, and then, it's much better, they can regenerate. Hands are very important. You have to look after them, or they're getting a little bit, but they're still fine. You can very easily cut them, make them tender in these conditions, and then whatever you hold, it hurts. But I'm good for now. Water is dropping and it's still going down, but you can see the difference already. So tomorrow early morning it's gonna be the lowest probably, so I'm just gonna have to pull the boat all the way down. But it's easy over this. It's kind of slippery, so no damage to the boat, and the boat is happy here. It would be quite hard without a thermal bottle, because I would have frozen water all the time. But in here, just like it hasn't frozen yet. I mean, if it gets very cold, it could also freeze in here. But anyway, it's good for now. Pasta is ready. I always add a little bit more water, because that's how I get, more warm liquids. It's just easy. It's a little bit overdone, but I have this mixed fruit. It's actually very good, and not too much, no sugar added, nothing. It's good. The only question I have is because it says after you open, keep it in fridge between 2 and 5 degrees Celsius. So what am I supposed to do? Because I never go over 0. I have 0 now. I get my understand. So basically, it's not a fridge. I'm like in a freezer. So I just better finish this so it doesn't freeze. That's funny. This sleeping bag has a great feature, so you can open the zippers here, and it has these sleeves. So basically you can wear and be in a sleeping bag and, you know, use your hands. Also, you could just, you know, keep this over your head. You know, you can be like totally closed, you know, use your hands. So if you open this here, you can get your legs out. And then we have these clips, which are gonna clip here. So basically I can just wear it as a jacket and, you know, walk around. This is from the Thermarest Neo Air Extreme. This is like the meanest, the best you can get, and it has a really good R factor. Basically you can sleep on any surface in this, on Mount Everest, anywhere. Packs very light. It should be very durable, although it looks like very fragile. It's like very looking fragile, but these things, they seem to work really well. And then I always underneath I have this protection, you know, just in case, you know, there could be a stone, a glass. So I always put this under this mat just to keep it, you know, safe. So see, I can just wear it as a jacket, or I can put it over like this, you know, and be super cool. Probably looks kind of funny. I mean, I don't really use it this way, but just in case, you know, something would go wrong, you know, I could use it. It would be probably great for camping when you don't want to bring too much, you know, equipment. And this can be your jacket, you know. Whenever I inflate this one, you know, after half an hour, it just seems like it deflated a little bit. So I was like, oh, is it leaking? But it just seems like, you know, when I blow it up, you know, with my lungs, which is a very warm air. And then after 20 minutes, it just cools down. And you can feel the difference. So I had to inflate it a little bit more again. I put all the batteries in here, in my pockets or in the pants, so they warm up. And because the sun is going down, I put my headlamp in here also. Sometimes hard to find because I have 7 layers of clothes. And I'm still using this one. It's from Army Tech Wizard Pro. I'm still using this DeLorme InReach, where I can call for help via the Iridium. It was like I've had it for 8 years now. It's still the, you know, the old one, but going strong. So I can just, you know, press SOS, call for help. I have some search and rescue insurance if it's triggered with this, so it's a good stuff. And I have to tell you about this knife. This is from Petzl Spada. It's just, you know, a climbing knife. And I just love it. You know, this knife has, you see, it's the blade, which is, you know, like for cutting ropes, and the flat one. And it's very light, you know, and it locks. That's important that it locks, whatever you do, so you don't, you know, cut your finger. Here's the release. Closes. It's very light, very good against the rust, you know, if it's in the sea. I've had this one for many years, and you see it's still pretty good. It just seems like maybe even better than all the diving knives. And you have a small loop, so you can put a carabine or attach it. And I use this all the time, you know, I use this for sandwiches, you know, I use for cutting bread, salami, sausages, and for cutting the ropes of the propellers. These are my wool socks, so these are 2 pairs, not together. And I have a third one, so I have 3 very thick wool. Temperature is slowly dropping, so we're now -3. Another cool thing, I have this just, you know, normal plastic box, nothing fancy, you know, just from the supermarket. And I put all the batteries and phones inside, and then I put it into my sleeping bag here with the legs. So the point is, in the morning, like, everything is warm already, and because it's in a box, I'm not gonna damage it during the night. So it's super cool. There's just enough space like here in the bottom of the sleeping bag. 7 in the morning, my alarm didn't wake up. I guess it just freezes, it just doesn't want to start, or maybe I don't hear it. Anyway, you see, there is the moon just about to go down, and then there, slowly the sun will be up in 20 minutes. Seems like I have a little bit of light air in that direction. It should pick up, but as long as it's in the right direction, I'm more than happy. Here's my boat. The boat is frozen a little bit, but no snow. Okay, there is. Not too bad. Sticks are frozen. I don't want to go all the way out. So luckily there's sun, so I'll wait a little bit. The sun will defrost it. When the sun pops up, it gets much warmer, way warmer. It's nice to have it. This was my campsite. You can see how the ice forms underneath. So basically you're sleeping on the ice. Everything packed. The wind picked up even more now as the sun went up. So it's gonna be a great ride going up there. And a good angle of the wind, full sails. But I'm almost done. Put the water in. We're good to go. This phone is so smart. It just keeps telling me battery temperature too low, basically saying it's too cold. But it's a smartphone, so he's super smart, so he knows. And that's why we have these phones, to tell us that it's too cold, because people, we are not reasonable. Thank you, phone, for thinking instead of me. Well, I'm hoping for a little bit more winds later. I was expecting a little bit more, but anyway, it's in the right direction. So I'm like going north now, and no, not beating upwind, but just going down the wind. That's how it should be. I'm gonna turn now directly north. I've been through this shallow area now, and just look at the mountains in front of me. It's quite far, not sure you can see on camera, but wow, this is what I'm looking for. There's a lot of shallow rocks, and the water goes up and down. You don't want to hit this. With a big boat, you do need a GPS here. It would be very tricky. So I'm sailing downwind, so I have my keel half up, you know, just to have less drag. And this is really good because less chances of hitting anything. And then when I get very shallow areas, I just release this. So in case I would hit my rudder, it would just pop up, you know, without damage. The bigger problem is when sailing upwind, because upwind you need to have your keel all the way down. And then you hit, and when you hit this, you know, it's like a direct impact. There's no release like I have back on the rudder. Wow, look at this. So cool. I was doing just fine until the wind stops. I mean, there should be more wind in the weather forecast. I should have 3 more hours of good winds. Now these black clouds are coming, doesn't look really promising. Looks like a snowstorm. There's still a little bit sun, but definitely these clouds are coming. Snowflakes are a great wind indicator. This would be great for learning beginners because literally it shows you how the wind is blowing. So right now I just want to keep the angle to the snowflakes regarding the sail, and that's it. It's basically like being able to see the wind. You know, the rain is too heavy, but these light snowflakes, they just, you know, go with the wind. This is incredible. This would be a great beginner's sailing conditions. Snowing. I can already see in front of me the entrance to the channel. So if it stays like this, I'm fine. Could use more wind. I'm really slow. See, I'm moving like knot and a half, and then it picks up. I reach 3 knots. But as long as there's no huge storms, I'm good. See, and then the wind just picks up. I start moving a little bit faster, but it's important that I can see where I'm going. It's much easier psychologically if you see land than if you don't see anything. Finally I see a boat, and this is the Hurtigruten. So these are very famous cruisers. It's supposed to be the best cruise in the world, and they go up and down the Norwegian coast. I made it across. I'm close to shore. The wind does seem to pick up. It does have this squeeze effect. And then you can check the current here. So these sticks and buoys, you can clearly see that the current is with me, and that's a good sign. So now I'm just gonna squeeze through this passage, hopefully pop out on the other side. There's a local fisherman. Who knows what's he thinking about me. Lucky this time, made it through. It's gonna be easier now because now I'm gonna be sailing between the small islands close to land. So I'm just gonna keep going until I have the winds, so when they shift I'm gonna figure out what to do. But it's so nice here, especially with this fresh snow. The good thing about sailing north is that the sun is always behind you. See, the sun is there and I have a good visibility. I'm never watching against the sun because I'm going north. So the sun basically just goes, you see behind me, it goes up and down. And that's, you know, kind of good. So you never sail against the sun. Finally some good winds. And look at the mountains. It's just like, it's majestic. Not sure you can see this on camera, but here, wow. Well, now the weather forecast is correct. You know, it's always correct when it's what you don't want to have, right? Oh, it's coming back a little bit. It just seemed like for the last 10 minutes that it just, you know, it's gonna die. It's just gonna stop blowing. But now it came back. Thank you. This looks like a very nice lagoon. Couple summer houses, but nobody should be here now. I don't want any people around. But looks like a very nice lagoon. So I have landed here in this grass. It looks pretty disgusting. But I'll go around to see if I can find. But the wind out there is still blowing. Ah, I hate this. Anyway, I'm gonna take a look here. Maybe I can find a good spot. That's how it is. Luckily I have my Crocs and my dry suit. It's slippery. Now let's see. It's pretty nice. Maybe I should put a rope around the... Just not easy to find a good spot. So hard. Nothing down there. It's pretty nice. So stopped here at this pier. These are just summer houses. So I don't think anybody will be bothered if I spend the night here. But I'll take a look first just to make sure nobody's here. This could be a nice spot for the tent. It's actually perfect. Shelter from the wind. It's flat, close to the boat. There's a Viking ship down there. Yeah, and this is kind of a Viking type of the ship. You can see the shape. That's how the Viking ships were. It is docked like a big yacht. And I put all the ropes. I have the spring lines. I have one line in the back, one in the front. I'm defrosting my drinking water because the sea is a little bit warmer, has a couple of degrees. Frozen sardines. It's not bad at all. I mean, the good thing is that, you know, when you open this and then the oil drips everywhere, well, it doesn't here because this is oil. It's like a jelly. And you know what? It doesn't make any difference in the taste. It's actually cool. It's way easier to eat without, you know, dripping the oil. And I have turned myself into the heater. So this is one phone. Second phone I'm heating. And there's more stuff. Let's see. So I have my GPS. I have a power bank because today it's time to charge the phones, the cameras, and you want to heat it up a lot because then you just get more power. And I have my olive oil here. I'm gonna add some olive oil to the rice, and I'm heating. What else do I have here? I'm like a magic box, and I have gas. I want to preheat it a little bit. And then I have this bag. This is another like magic box, like everything is in here, whatever I need, I find in here. And let's say we have tissues, extra spoon. This is the repair, skin repair, repair for climbing. Lubrication for dry suit, some vitamins, cream for the face because it really gets dry. Brushing teeth. Oh, I have tablets for the water here, so if I'm gonna get fresh water from the streams, then I just put this in, you know, just to make sure, you know. Oh, I have a massage ball in case I get any trouble with the back, whatever, I can, you know, massage. I have another knife. I have deodorant. I'm not actually using this, it's just if I would go, you know. I have my, this is my lamp, talked about it. I have a toothbrush. There's a compass. I have a couple of, it's a lipstick, it's good. I have a couple of this in case I'll, you know, wash my underwear and then I just can hang it somewhere. It's good to have. This is my soap. Spare battery for the headlamp. So much stuff, huh? And it's, in the end, it's a huge bag. And at home I'm thinking, do I really need hand cream? Very important. And that's it. And another knife, we talked about this one. So it's like basic stuff, right? It's nothing like I would say I don't need. But in the end, it's a big heavy bag. Oh, that's pretty heavy snowing outside. Beautiful. It's just beautiful. And I really like to do this. And the snow glides. This is so much fun. Some very fast rice. So I mix everything. I just put water, rice, olive oil, and this soup mixed, and I'm gonna heat. And that's it. You know, it's very fast rice. This says 4 minutes. So I'm just gonna basically boil everything and then just leave it, and it should be okay. It's funny that I have actually right now I have 6 degrees here in the tent, also because of cooking. Soup is ready. We could say like this is actually a soup with rice. Boat is snowed again. Now let's fish. Let's see if we can catch some fresh water. get the snow. Okay. Okay. That's a good catch. I just caught a lot of fresh water. Crocs and Gore-Tex socks, they're doing a great job walking around the camp. Okay, fresh water, here we are. Charging batteries is, rocket science. So I have these power banks, and the phase one is to make them warm, like the body warm. Because the warmer it is, the more capacity it has. Another thing is, you're not allowed to charge lithium batteries if they're not at least 5 degrees, warm, and now it's freezing. So I have to make sure that all these batteries are warm. And then again, the phase 3 is going to be charging phones. And this is quite a lot of new snow. But a good thing, when it's snowing, it's not so cold. So now it's around 0. Yeah, it was quite heavy snow tonight. Oh, this is a little bit deeper here. These are my footsteps. I checked the boat early morning just to see if it's fine. Here's the boat. Happily waiting to keep sailing. That's gonna be a little work. Oh, look at the mountains. So nice here. We can measure from here how much snow fell, so we can see the deck. So this is around, I don't know, around 10 to 15 centimeters. Look here. I mean, it's maybe 20 in some places. A lot of snow. Very carefully sailing away, because the wind just picks up and stops. You can see there's some snow in the air. It should be snowing today. It's so hard to say, the wind comes and goes, so that's why I'm in a safe mode. Just one sail, everything is ready for high winds. Probably, okay, they're picking up. It's very nice here. It's like a frozen land. Okay, winds are picking up. I better go sailing now. I have no clue where I'm going. I'm just keeping an angle. It's too wet to use my phone. But I have a good idea in my head, and it's a blind navigation. The wind stopped a little bit. It was a little bit too much on some moments, but now it's just right. It's pretty cold. Very cold. So far I'm okay. My hands are freezing a little bit, my nose, but otherwise could be worse. I'm pretty okay. The wind shifted again, there's no wind. So down there's a storm. Oh, it's a beautiful mountain. Then on the other side there is a storm. It's all snowstorms. But here it's just blue sky and these mountains. Here we go again, another snowstorm. Now it's about time to get some decent winds. Oh, not again. Shifting again. Oh. The good thing is I can see where the wind is coming just from watching these snowflakes. This is supposed to be like an easy sail, 3 hours max. I'm close to the destination, but I just cannot reach it. It's a couple of miles, but just cannot get there. I'm defrosting my fingers. So the glove seems to work, but these fingers out there just... Oh. No storm now. This is where I want to go, and this is the channel. And I'm gonna finish the day in this channel, so... all good. Another day coming to an end. Oh, this should be here. It just banged. So this plastic, it just broke. It comes here. It's just cheap plastic. It says Selden, so not happy. This should be a metal part, a little bit stronger. It's not good. I'm here stuck in the middle of nowhere. Need the part. So the package with the spare part arrived. It took quite a long time. It took what? I was waiting 5 days. Now let's hope it's the right part. Okay, it's looking good. So they sent me two. There's some holes missing, but should be okay. We'll try. Waiting. We fix and then we can go on. My friend Gayer, he helped me fix this. I'm staying at his place, so without him I would be lost. I couldn't fix this, so I really appreciate his help. A good man. Thank you, Gayer.
A pleasure.
Thank you. Oh, the boat is ready to go. What a nice place here. So tomorrow the wind goes this direction and I go this direction.
Have a nice trip.
I come back.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'll come back one day.
I look forward to.
Yeah. Well, it was very nice staying here with you.
I hope so.
Thank you for having me as a guest.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. This is such a nice place. Look at this. Summer houses, hills. It's beautiful in winter. It has to be beautiful in summer, even nicer. So nice here. Yeah, I could live here. Winters are nice, summers are nice. Live here easily. With 7 layers of clothes. This is the biggest dry suit, but so many clothes. But it's still easy. And because there's a lot of air, you have to let it out. The air. So now I can move. Well, it's frozen. So we are defrosting my life jacket. I cannot close it. So I have to warm up. Now. Okay. Thank you, Geir, again.
Yeah.
Without him, it wouldn't be possible. He helped me with so much, with staying, repairing, the most welcoming people. I'm definitely coming back to visit him. So nice people here. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
You too, man.
Leaving this beautiful place. So nice people. I'm gonna have good winds today. So nice here. Thank you, Dow and Geir. And Over and Heidi for welcoming me here. Up there I can see the house where I was staying. Such a nice place. Look at these mountains. Amazing spot. This wind is doing some trouble. I'm here in the shade. I'm just trying to come out. Paddling, it's going from there. You can see the wind. I cannot get there, but now maybe. Now it's looking good, and I should have good winds all day, so hopefully a good distance. We have the winds moving pretty nicely, but it will get better. The last view to this beautiful village. I have a compass here, so it's just mounted on the back, and in case I get in all that fog and storm, it's gonna guide me. So I'm heading directly north now. I have reefed, I removed the small jeep, and I have one reef, which means I have around 4.5 square meters of the sail. That's very little. As the wind picked up, it's very gusty, it's very strong. That was a good decision. I don't want to be full powered here, break something. And I'm still surfing. I'm still doing a very good speed. When the gusts come, and I'm doing then over 7 knots in the gusts, and just with a small sail. I feel much safer now. You never know, you see, I might like lose some wind, but in these gusts better be slower and make it. Ooh, you see the gust comes and I start surfing. Luckily I reefed, because without a reef this would be not good. This would be too much. So now this is the stretch out there, this is the open ocean. So this is the tricky part for today. But I can see forward much less wind. I was expecting more winds there. But anyway, seems like in that fjord I had so much wind. It was just channeling through. That's nice visibility. Oh, see? The gust coming so quickly. So much wind, and we'll be down waves. So I made it over. That was a little bit risky because there's just an open ocean and it's offshore wind, and there was much. The weather forecast was 15 knots, but down in the channel that was way more. I have only this 4 square meters on, and well, I wished I put another reef. Well, thank you Supreme Sails for making these reefs for me, because with a full sail that won't work so well. Much less wind in this fjord. I could use a full sail now, but hey, I don't know what's around the corner. I still have a pretty decent speed, around 4 or 5 knots. But that's the problem, you see. If you want to play it safe, you keep the reef on. But I could easily have full sail now, have much more speed. And I don't want to risk it, doesn't feel well when you're overpowered. Short stop, warm up. Gyron Dow made me some sandwiches, ham and cheese. Thank you. I'm gonna eat this. This is gonna warm me up now. Have a short break, check the directions, and then decide what to do. There's a lot of wind in the channel. They say it should be like 15-16 knots, but this is way more. Much more wind, big gust. I have a second reef now. So I'll keep going down with the second reef. And it's huge, guys. As it's surfing, I'm surfing just with a small sail. Just comes from nowhere. See, it's coming behind another one. It gets calm. What happens? Big gust, not good. Not good. Now I sail, this is too dangerous to film. Another one coming. This is too much. Even the second reef is plenty. I have a good speed. When the gusts come, I start surfing with a small sail. See, the wind's coming down this valley. It started to snow. And I'm gonna stop the day. I go down there forward and I stop the day. These gusts are getting too dangerous. When you're on the second reef and surfing, that's probably the time to stop sailing. So this is it, I'm gonna finish the day here. Today this was the max I want to take a risk. With the second reef, and you can feel when the gust comes, the boat just accelerates. Very dangerous to break something. And it's still cold, so I was afraid for my plastic parts of the boat. It's still not warm. So it was a very smart decision to stop. I've done around 25 miles. I was averaging around 6 knots, had a really good speed. But it's smart that I stopped and wait for better conditions. Guide and Dow also made me a lunch packet. So they made this crispy Thai chicken and rice. So today I don't have to cook. Thank you. And I'm gonna have a very good dinner now. Thanks again, Dow, for cooking this. Well, snowing again. I'm gonna finish my chicken. So good. A nice sunny day. It's funny. And down there you can see there's rain, probably some snow. finishing my trip here. It's a beautiful sunny day.